Me, like, at that point, had family, I was getting a bit older, I was in my 30s, and it was like, it makes sense to run a successful business because like, that's the money that I can make, and it's down to my effort rather than down to waiting for a promotion from someone else. Or a lot of careers you can get paid pretty well, but there's no opportunity to grow. I've got lots of friends who do different careers, and it's either a lot of study. So I've got a mate who's my cousin, he's a surgeon. He makes pretty good money, but I'm always trying to compete with him in a healthy way. So far, I'm still beating him. Maybe one day when he's fucking 60, he'll be making double what I make. Who knows? But at the moment, I'm still beating him, and he's still freaking studying. And he's in his 30s. Yeah, he's a couple of years younger than me. He's in mid 30s. And every year, he does a placement in a city. He's got 2 kids as well, and they work there for 1 year, then they move into a different hospital, work there for a year. It's pretty hard on family as well. So, but that's the commitment that he's chosen to take, because as a surgeon, you get paid pretty good money. And there's different things you can do with different careers. But for me, it just made sense to do this one. And why wouldn't I work in a career where the effort that I put in is directly reflected in my business performance and the income and all that kind of stuff. Cool. So there's lots of pathways you can take, but really from the start, if you want to think about your investment in the business, in the industry, it's just your time that you're putting in. Cool. So you're going to learn a lot. It's a little bit like going back to university or school, but we're not asking you to pay for a course or anything like that. We just want to teach you. So if you guys are putting your time, and that might mean sometimes coming in a bit earlier, working longer hours here and there. But you got to think of it like it's part of the process to learn, get better, develop, and grow. Even when it sucks, even when it's fucking raining and it's 7 p.m. and you're still waiting in traffic to get home. Yeah, your missus is like, I'm hungry. What are we having for dinner? It's a part of the process to get to where you want to go. So you got to make sure you guys got your goals.
Lifelong learning.
Yeah. And then the other, so we're talking for you guys who just came in a little bit later. We're talking about the mindset or the psyche of like Kiwis versus sometimes the rest of the world, how we think small. So we want to think big. So like, what are your income goals? It shouldn't be like 100K is like the beginning. 100K is like enough to pay the bills, like especially if you want to buy a house, that kind of stuff. Anyone got a goal to buy a house one day? Anyone buy a house?
Did you say the average was 1 million before?
Yeah. That's if you want a shit house.
Yeah.
Sorry. And you have to put in 20%. It's 200K.
Yeah.
Then you have to get a loan for 800K. It's going to cost you $1,000 a week to pay the mortgage.
Yeah.
So that's 50K of your income. That's after tax, just gone to pay mortgage. So you probably need 65K just for the mortgage before tax, right? So fuck. Well, I need to survive as well.
Yeah.
Like I need at least 100K just to survive. I've only got 35K for me before tax. I got 30K for himself, which is what's that per week into 30? $600-700 a week, maybe, yeah. So you got rent. You maybe got $300 a week spending money if you're earning 100K. If you got a house, yeah. But how long is it going to take you to save 200K to buy that house? Probably a while, yeah. If you're a team leader and you're earning 100 grand, and you might be able to put away maybe $500 a week. This is going to be depressing, sorry. $500 a week for a whole year is 25 grand.
Yeah.
25 times 200 is what, 8 years? Okay, so then you're going to have 200K in 8 years, but then in 8 years the house price is going to be double. So now you're like, fuck, now we're going to half my deposit. So now I need 400K to buy a $2 million house. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I used to fear I've lost myself on that, and it's not your fault. The generation that we're in, guys, is fucking cooked. Like when our parents bought houses, when our grandparents bought houses, the house price was like maybe a third. Like it was like 3 times higher than the salary they were earning. So let's say they were earning 60K, you could buy a house for 180K. You know what I mean? So for us, if we're earning 100K, we better buy a house for 300-400K.
Yeah.
But now it's 10 times or more, right?
It must have been worse in 2008, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was even worse then. But it's going to come back to that. Give it a couple of years. Right now is actually a good time to buy a house.
Yeah.
But even then, like you want to buy $1 million house and you're earning 100K, it's still 10 times more than salary. If you're earning the median income across the country is like 60-65K, and you're trying to buy $1 million house, man, what's that? I don't know, what's 60K into $1 million? It's a lot. It's more than 10. It's like 12, 13, something like that. So yeah, anyway, that's. I know it's kind of depressing, but for me, I was like, well, fuck. At least if I want a shot at it, I got to figure out a way to scale my income. So it's not based on your time, because there's only a certain amount of hours you can put into a career. And if you're getting paid $30 an hour, you have to work a lot of overtime, do a lot of hours to be able to earn a certain amount of income. And even then, you're limited. There's only so many hours you can work. So if you did 100 hours a week, I think we spoke about this. You were a Sparky before this.
Yeah.
So we're talking about like